In a stunning development, Kim Kardashian is confronting extraordinary examination and inner disturbance as Bianca Censori, the spouse of her ex Kanye West, has approached to uncover a progression of compromising messages purportedly sent by Kim. The disclosure has sent shockwaves through the diversion world and left Kim in a condition of profound misery. "What brings you out this evening, my child?" He's fixated on soccer, and I will do anything for my infants. So I venture to the far corners of the planet. Genuinity. His life is truly unique. And when you realize it can never get back, that is common decency theirs. And that is the very thing that's hard you oak not oak. It's so not quite the same as the individual that I wedded, that is who I cherished. And that is who I recall. The supposed messages, which Bianca professes to have gotten on different events, contain unpropitious admonitions in these messages. Kim is said to have communicated her disappointment and desire in regards to Bianca's relationship with Kanye and their developing accomplishment as a team. As per sources near Bianca, she at first decided to keep these messages hidden, wanting to keep away from superfluous show and safeguard her family's security anyway. As the messages kept on heightening in both recurrence and power, she concluded it was vital for revealed insight into the circumstance. Oddly enough, Kim just really can't quit tossing shade at Bianca. Sorry anyway, late advancements have taken a lot hazier turn. Kim has recently communicated her abhorrence for Bianca by calling her out as phony, yet she has now apparently crossed a line that has left both her fans and pundits staggered. The inquiry that waits is the reason has Kim chosen to heighten her hostility towards Bianca. As per insiders, the turmoil started when Bianca fostered a nearby security with Kim and Kanye's little girl North. Apparently, Bianca's endeavors to be a mindful stepmother were misjudged by Kim, driving her to convey serious intimidations towards Bianca. It's obvious that Kim's treatment of the circumstance has not gathered help even from her own fans. The key inquiries unfolded between them. What has Kim imparted to Bianca in particular? What is Kim's viewpoint on the whole circumstance? The impetus for this was all Kim's choice to petition for legal separation from Kanye anyway. I will not return to the whole separation adventure, as the majority of you are probably acquainted with the subtleties. For the people who may not know, here's a short rundown. At first, Kim decided to separate from Kanye in light of the fact that she accepted she would find more prominent satisfaction without him, crediting her weaknesses and trouble to their relationship after their separation and the beginning of the separation procedures. It created the impression that this was for sure the situation, as she quickly entered another relationship with Pete Davidson. Conversely, Kanye was profoundly maddened by Kim's speedy change to another relationship, and I couldn't help suspecting that her center moved from essentially chasing after joy with Pete to possibly inciting Kanye. During her experience with Pete, it appeared as though she was involving him as a way to get under Kanye's skin, endeavoring to depict him as somebody still frantically enamored with her. Kim proceeded with this example for a drawn-out period, going similarly as acquainting Pete with her kids, completely mindful that this would significantly unsettle Kanye and provoke him. Following this, Kanye started straightforwardly communicating his scorn for Pete via web-based entertainment. Consistently following a couple of months, it became clear that Pete had arrived at his limit with the Kim-Kanye dramatization, and the two chose to cut off their friendship. The specific justification for their separation stays a secret and keeps on filling energetic discussions among their fans anyway. There are two essential hypotheses encompassing their separation. The principal hypothesis proposes that Kim became tired of her relationship with Pete, albeit this isn't generally accepted by most fans. The second hypothesis, which is the fan most loved, recommends that Pete basically couldn't bear the continuous dramatization with Kanye any longer. Supposedly, he was really scared of Kanye, and surprisingly, more so of the scandalous Kardashian revile, which is accepted to carry mishap to the existences of men related with the Kardashian family. Quick forward a couple of additional months, Kanye pursued a choice to pull out from public life and disappeared for quite a long time, leaving everybody baffled about his whereabouts. Concerns emerged among his fans, with some truly stressed that something sad could have occurred for him. Looking back, apparently, Kanye required a break, a snapshot of isolation. And truly, who could fault him? He had gotten through a separation, the deficiency of his life's affection, and seen his undertakings disintegrate, conditions that could drive anybody to search some time away. Then out of nowhere, Kanye West made a rebound, astonishing everybody for certain new advancements. Upon his return, he had another better half, as well as sealed the deal with her. The lady being referred to is Bianca Censori, an Australian planner who was likewise working close by Kanye at Yeezy. Their underlying experience occurred while he was as yet hitched to Kim. Now, it appears to be the tables have turned altogether. Kanye is partaking in his existence with Bianca, while Kim is wrestling with a quest for adoration. This is unequivocally where Kim's enmity towards Bianca started, and the circumstance began to become progressively complicated. At first, Kim started tossing a lot of shade at Bianca, apparently holding on to unwarranted hatred. Shockingly, this ill will endured despite the fact that the two had never run into each other. For example, Kim started spreading tales that Kanye had looked for a more reasonable rendition of herself, which drove him to Bianca. On one more event, she depended on focusing on Bianca, suggesting that Bianca had gone through various medical procedures, trying to copy Kim's appearance. It's a given that fans encouraged Kim to make a stride back, thinking of her as own broad history with plastic medical procedures. These activities were only the start of the pessimistic feeling coordinated towards Kim. An insider even guaranteed that Kim continually slanders Bianca, communicating major areas of strength for her. As per this source, Kim's jealousy originates from Bianca's energy and the consideration she gets for her appearance, something Kim longs for. All the while, apparently, Kim laments her choice to separate from Kanye and is yearning to accommodate with him. Since Kanye has been spotted with Bianca, Kim has been making different endeavors to win him back. For example, she was discovered paying attention to Kanye's music in the vehicle, and when addressed, she guaranteed it was only for their kids. Furthermore, she supposedly sent Kanye a progression of coquettish messages with an end goal to revive their relationship. Yet these advances went unanswered as her endeavors to accommodate with Kanye kept on demonstrating fruitless. Kim's activities became progressively frantic. For example, she followed him and Bianca to Japan. What is going on that caused a stir? When gotten some information about her presence there, she offered a curious reason, expressing that she had conferences in the nation. Anyway, things take a considerably more bizarre turn when one looks at the spots Kim visited and the inn where she remained. It turns out they were the very areas that Kanye and Bianca regularly visited, including a similar inn. As per an insider, Kim's aim was to cause her experiences with them to seem unplanned. So she visited every one of the potential places where Bianca and Kanye may be. Anyway, plainly, fans were exceptionally condemning of this conduct, seeing it as over the top and undesirable. This opinion was major areas of strength for especially Kim was the person who started the separation from Kanye and caused him bothered with the Pete Davidson episode. This present circumstance rehashed the same thing when Kanye and Bianca headed out to Italy, and oddly enough, Kim chose to follow after accordingly. Her legitimization this time was that her child holy person was an intense football fan, and they needed to go to some matches together. It becomes apparent from these activities that Kim was turning out to be progressively frantic. Her enmity towards Bianca raised further after North was acquainted with her. At first, Kim endeavored to lawfully keep North from investing time with Bianca. Anyway, her endeavors demonstrated primitive as and Bianca were hitched, and she had no position to get Bianca. Far from them, as one can envision, Kim was incredibly annoyed about the circumstance, probably provoking her to send these messages to Bianca. Anyway, Kanye and Bianca have reliably decided to disregard Kim's messages, realizing that doing so just energizes her resentment. Yet, what do you think about this?